Hi friends, my name is Beth and I work for the Monroe County Library System. Today I'd like to share with you a recipe for slime that we found in a library book. I went to mymcls.com. 101 activities that are the ooeyest, gooeyest ever. So we were looking for some activities that we could do inside to beat the heat and stay safe, and we found some awesome activities in this book. One of them is color changing slime, and I will make sure we post the recipe for you. So we're going to go through and make this slime with you today. I really like this recipe because it's not super sticky and messy and it doesn't get everywhere, and it lasted a while when we made it last time. The ingredients were easy to find at Meijer. So we're going to go ahead and make this with you today. And maybe you guys can request some books from the library to do some activities from home as well. So we're going to start with adding the glue to the bowl. And this is Nora. She's going to help us make the slime today. Now this is color changing slime and it called for thermochromic pigment. I ordered this on Amazon a few weeks ago. This was the only ingredient that I couldn't find at my local grocery store. You could make it without it. We made a few recipes without it, but we wanted to jazz up our slime and do something a little bit different, so we went ahead and ordered a batch so we would have it. So right now, Nora is putting 1 4-ounce bottle of white school glue in the bowl. It does take a little bit to get the last few drops out. Let me squeeze it.
It looks like it's done now.
Let me just make sure we got all of it so we can get all the slime. Put a little bit more in there.
Inside.
We're going to measure that. So it calls for 2 to 3 teaspoons. So here's your teaspoon. Why don't we go ahead and do 2? One.
That calls for 2, right?
And give it a little bit more. You want to dip it in? That might be a little bit easier. You dip it like this. There you go. Let's try about 2 to 3. And we're going to stir that up. Do you want to stir with this?
Sure.
Once that's all mixed up, we're going to add the baking soda. It is fun with this color. These silicone spatulas come in handy with making slime as well to get things off the edges. Take your spoon real quick to go up there. And now we're going to add half a teaspoon of baking soda. I'll just dip that in. There you go. I'm gonna dump that in.
And don't keep mixing.
Yep, we're going to stir that in. Oh, that looks great.
And does it call for using your hands?
Not yet. So the next part Nora really enjoys, and part of the reason we like this slime is because you can add shaving cream to make it fluffy. And we just bought basic regular shaving cream. It calls for 1 cup.
Shaving cream?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if there's a good technical way to measure shaving cream. I just kind of overflow a 1 cup measurement.
Okay, hold the spoon for me. Oh, I'll do that.
Shake it up a little bit. Are you going to squirt it in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it has a little slime in it.
That's okay. That's from the spoon. So give us a overflowing, 1 cup. Okay. And we can use our little silicone spatula to get that in. Mm-hmm.
I'll start mixing the shaving cream. This is a big spoon for me.
The shaving cream sticks everywhere. Okay, that looks pretty good. The next thing we're going to add is lotion. It calls for 1 tablespoon of hand lotion. And I always have a bottle around with that last little bit that you can't get out with the pump, which is perfect for activities like this. Shake it up a little bit more.
This is your last one. It's really fluffy.
It's a little tricky to get out, but I find this is a good way to use up the last little bit of lotion. So I always keep one around. Okay. That's about good. So let's mix this in.
The lotion and more shaving cream.
This is the lotion.
Why do we need lotion?
All these things together make slime. Now this recipe also calls for 1 teaspoon of baby powder. I didn't have any baby powder and I forgot to get some, so we've made it without it and it turns out just fine. If you guys make it with baby powder and thinks it makes a difference, definitely let me know and I'll make sure to pick some up, but today we're going to make it without it. And our last ingredient is the saline solution. The instructions do say make sure it says buffered on the package. I didn't see buffered on the package, but I did some Google searching before I went shopping and found that this was a good brand to make slime with. I've only made slime a few times, so I don't feel like we're an expert by any means, but this one worked for us. Do you want to hold this for me? So we are doing 1 tablespoon. It says you can add it a little at a time. I usually do pretty close to a full one and see how that does. I've never really needed to add more. Yep, you can dump that in.
It will toughen it up.
Yes, the saline solution starts to toughen it up. So after we give this a good mix, we're going to try to get the mixture all together in a ball. Then comes Nora's favorite part. We get to take it out and work it with our hands to really make the slime form.
And the saline solution makes it less stickier.
Yes. I really like this recipe because it's less sticky, it doesn't stick all over your hands, it doesn't stick all over the counter. So once you kind of get it all together, it's just fun to play with and not super messy. Do you want me to use this to kind of scrape it off the sides? Try to get as much of the mixture together as we can.
I feel like we got more slime last time.
Yeah, it turns out a little different every time. That's kind of the fun of it, I think.
Am I going to use the tray?
Yes. Can you lift the bowl up, please? So whenever we do a messy activity, we make it on this awesome plastic tray, just a basic tray that I got at the store. Because you never know when you're making stuff like this what color, dyes, substance is going to transfer over. So I'd rather not take a chance.
Okay.
And if you feel like you need more saline solution, let me know.
Oh, because it is still pretty sticky.
It's still a little sticky. But the more you work it, the less sticky it becomes. But initially sticking your hands in there, you do get some slime attached to them. But as you work it together in a ball, it will actually pull those pieces off of your hands and you'll end up with a nice clean ball. We did find that the color changing pigment in this initially does not change much color just because our house, I think, is a little bit warmer. Our hands are warm.
Can you give me an ice cube?
Yes, you can add an ice cube to get the nice color change. It'll be a really pretty iridescent blue. But we also found when we store our slime, when we initially take it out, it's colder, so it's more of a blue tone, and then as we work with it, it's a purple. There's lots of different varieties of the color changing pigment. This is our first experiment with it, so we might try a different one next time and see how that turns out. So as you can see, just about all of the slime, can you show them your hands, is off of her hands, and where it's not, we can just take the blob and go like this, and it'll stick to it. And if there was any on the tray. And that's what I love about this slime, is it's not super stringy and gooey and all over the place. It sticks to itself well, and it doesn't stick to surfaces all over the house.
Solution, I think.
Here, you can just give it a little squirt in it if you want. She feels like it needs a little bit more saline, so we're going to add just a little drop. You can also add more shaving cream to fluff it up. I'll have her do that in just a minute. Do you want to add a little shaving cream?
Sure.
So what
I
she
do
does,
it in the middle.
in the middle. She pulls it all apart, puts it in the middle. I think that's one of her favorite parts. You don't have to add more shaving cream. It's just fun. I have to admit, prior to COVID, we didn't make a lot of slime at home. I'm not always the biggest fan of slime at home. We really enjoyed making it at the library and then bringing it home, but we can't do that right now. So the library gives us resources like these books. You can also find digital downloadable books on Hoopla about making slime and other fun crafts at home. So we're doing what we can right now to stay safe and have fun. She made a batch of this a few weeks ago and played with it every day for hours. We really enjoy listening to audiobooks on Hoopla, so she'll put an audiobook on and squish her slime, and I think it's a really relaxing activity. What do you think? How'd that turn out?
It turned out better than the other batch. Now I can put them together.
You think it was better?
Yep. Now I can put them together and have it easier.
Why don't we work on picking up a little bit of that shaving cream, and then you can kind of put it in a ball, and we'll show them an ice cube.
Okay. I feel like it works better though because it can sort of slip inside.
So I just grabbed an ice cube. That's okay. Sometimes it sticks initially if you don't have your texture quite right. I find the more you work with the slime, the less that happens. So let's kind of hold it up for them. And I don't push with the ice cube. If you push it into the slime, it will stick. But this is where you get some of the color changing fun.
Do you want to show them the other patch that we have?
This is the batch we made. I think it's been a few weeks now. Every now and then she'll add, don't combine them yet though. She'll add a little bit of shaving cream to soften it up. And the more you play with it and warm it up, the better it molds.
This one's tougher.
Yes. We do keep it in a sealed container to try to keep it fresh, but at some point it will lose its softness, and you can try adding shaving cream or combining them.
Can I have your shaving cream, please?
Mm-hmm. You gonna try adding some?
Mm-hmm.
And just a reminder, we are open for curbside service, so you can request books online. You can fill out a reading recommendation form online to request books. And it can be very broad. If you just want books on making slime, if you want some nonfiction to look through over the summer, you can put all of those details in the reading recommendation form, and our librarians will pick books out for you. You can tell them how many you want, what type, different age groups that you want books for, or you can go to mymcls.com and place your own requests. You can do a search as simple as slime to find books like this to request. You'll just need your library card and your name. When you find a book you like, you just click request, and you will get an email, a phone call, or a text from your home library when it's ready to pick up, and you can schedule an appointment for curbside. They will leave the item in a bag on a table for you, so that you don't have to have any contact with staff at all. They will put it out, and then you can get out of your car and grab your item and take it home and enjoy it. We do have some other videos on our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, about curbside, so you can see how it works, about requesting books from the catalog. There are so many things that you can utilize through the library this summer. Another favorite is box books. That sounds kind of crazy. What is a box book? It's a book that reads to you, but it's not an audiobook. It's an actual picture book with a built-in reader. So those are super fun for read-alongs. You can plug headphones in or just have the audio play through the speaker. And so your child can read along while the narrator is reading the books to them. We request audiobooks. We request tons of nonfiction. We have books on insects. We have books on birds. And we also utilize our downloadable resources. So we use Hoopla for audiobooks and for picture books. So I would say this slime is a success. Nora could play with this all day long. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact your local branch. We would love to help you find some books to keep you busy this summer. So thanks for tuning in to make color changing slime with us.